In considering the motivation for the very exceptional levels of U.S. spending on civilian and security assistance in Afghanistan, you have to consider the original motivation for the U.S. invasion in 2001. The invasion was motivated by the need to destroy the al-Qaeda terrorist group, and because they had given safe haven to al-Qaeda to oust the Taliban regime. The U.S. invasion then created a vacuum that had to be filled by establishing a new government in Afghanistan and developing that government's capabilities to provide for the country's security and to work with the United States on an ongoing basis in denying space to terrorist groups. U.S. security and civilian assistance to Afghanistan has produced some concrete results. There have been improvements in many dimensions of life in Afghanistan for the Afghan people. There has been the development of a large security force, both military and police forces in Afghanistan that didn't exist after the U.S. invasion. And there have been, as I said, many improvements in terms of health, education, and the welfare of the Afghan people. Unfortunately, what hasn't yet been achieved is converting those kinds of gains into greater political stability in the country and greater security in the country. And in those respects, the ultimate purposes of the U.S. civilian and security assistance to the country have not yet been achieved. In my judgment, U.S. national security interests will best be advanced by mounting a very robust diplomatic initiative to achieve a negotiated political settlement of the conflict in Afghanistan. Such a settlement would fold the Taliban into Afghan mainstream politics. It would enable the U.S. to focus its security mission in Afghanistan more narrowly on counterterrorism, and it would ultimately enable the United States to normalize the scale of its assistance to the country. Achieving a negotiated settlement requires, until such time as that result is reached, continuing to provide security and civilian assistance to Afghanistan in order to demonstrate U.S. resolve to achieve that negotiated settlement and to prevent the failure of the Afghan government. And achieving a settlement will not entirely obviate the need for continuing U.S. support, but it will enable the normalization of the levels of support.